Hello, I am Vijay from group number 7, and here our group will represent about France nation of competitiveness of the France by using Potter's diamond model. And uh, Lohit Kumar, Rahul Maisuria, Rahul Rampal is my group member, and he will explain the topics after my introduction. So the first of all, like where the France is located. So it's located in Europe, and it's bordered by northern. In the north side, it's Belgium and Luxembourg. On the east side, it's Germany, Switzerland, and Italy. And the south side, it's Mediterranean Sea, Monaco, Spain, and Andorra. So it's surrounded by lots of countries. So the France people, I have seen in the internet that they have some polygram, uh, uh, and it's represent that they have connected with six different countries, and the countries map is also nearly same as that. So, and in France, the local people says that this is a L hexagon. So uh, if as they have as they have connected boundaries with another countries, so they have like very good chances to grow business with another country as well. And the capital is the Paris. And if I talk about the size of the country, then it occupies 5,43,940 kilometers per square by land wise, and which covers 0.4 percentage of the land mass all over the world. And in the waterways, it occupies almost 0.86 percentage by the report of 2015. And if I talk about population, it's approximately 67 lakhs, 430,000 population, and it's almost 160 kilometers per square inch density. So it's nearly average. It's good for the country. And the political system is kind of semi-presidential system, and it they separated the system by power between executive, legislative, and judicial branches of the government. So they have both head and state and the leaders of the executive branch, and the power is exercised by the president and the administrator, and the prime minister and the minister makes up the government of the French country, and the prime minister they appoints the president, and who is accountable to the parliament. If I talk about the economic performance, it's a very like global from last few years, because they have France is currently like well developed country, and they have free market in particular corporate patriotism, and there are lots of big enterprises uh, like Air France, France Telecom, Renault, and some other companies which is directly connected to the government, and some chemical industries and some energy industries. They have like big role in the country as financial and insurance, retail, and other sort in other way. If I talk about composition of the economic by key cluster in the country, then it's like it has several clusters in the Europe, like um, Silicon Fen in the Cambridge, and Minologic in Genero, and cluster politics have recently gained popularity as a helpful instruction for guiding industrial region and public policy decision. And from now, my friend will explain. Thank you.
So here, myself, Rahul Kumar Maisuria, and I'm going with topic a country assessment based on a diamond model factor. As we know, our country is a France. So I will going to find out some points based on diamond model, and here we go. So France, if we talk about the position of the France or the country about the France, it's a most world's most modern country, and it's leading among the all European nations, and it's also hold a 15 rank in the most competitive nations in the world, out of the 140 countries, and according to 2019 editions of a global competitiveness report, which is published by World Economic Forum. Yeah, and the Social Progress Index is also from the record of the Progress Index in 2021. This country ranked a 19 out of the 168, and as we saw, the yellow mark is there. It means the country is performing well in as per the expected range. And also, France has in a high position on innovation index, and also he got a fourth highest number of the Nobel Prize winners. So now we talk about the diamond model. The diamond model is designed by Michael Porter for understanding the competitive advantages of the nation and to make a comparative position of the nation in the global competition. And here in a diamond model, there are four major factors, which are the factor condition, relating and support industries. Over there, we can understand about how industries works and their position of the industries, how affect the nations like that. In factor condition, we can understand about the environment, the manpower of the countries, the education related things, infrastructure related things. They are matter in a factor condition. In strategy and structure and rivalry, there we can understand about the how companies working in a global way, and how they affect the competitiveness through the industries and the country's economy. And the demand condition, we can understand about what actual countries need, the import and export of the countries based on the economy of the countries. There are two. Also, there are two. Another factor is also include after some time, that are the government and the change. Government and the change. Now, according to the country's economy, there are four major components that immensely strongly affected. That are the business, trade union, government, and people. Now, as we see here, the competitiveness cluster were created in France in 2004, and there are some member of organization, and some societies are made together. The large companies, the research, and the higher education systems, and all the government and everyone are made together, and they established the cluster of competitiveness in 2004. The cluster were firstly selected by interministerial committees, follow a call of for project. Uh, as we see, there are numbers of company which are giant tech companies which are working, and the whole economy of the country is depend on that. There are some points which we assessment which we will get from the assessment. There are some positive points and some negatives, but we the all points are more crucial, and the points are: the France country has not be a number one by a tourist, but the most visited country in the world. People are frequently visit over there based on their business, or for the as a tourist place. There are so many things like Eiffel Tower and so many places. And also the travel and tourism sector contributes nearly 10% of the total GDP of the country. One negative point is the country spend more on import than in receive on exports. And this country ranked fifth in a large exporter as a large exporter country in the world. France has a high debt by what was the nearly the same in the GDP. So it's a very crucial point because the government spending a lot in so many their people for their people and for the society. Unemployment rate is also high according to OECD report. The high corporate rate tax one of the main reason for this because if the corporate have to pay a high amount of tax, the employee and they have trouble to give employment of the people employment of the people of the country. So yes, the very crucial point which we have which affect a countries most. The next point is the French economy is robust in many sectors like automotive, aerospace, cosmetics, pharmaceutical, agricultural, defense. The country is more strong in this kind of this in this all sectors. And this as I talked before early that this is the fifth strongest exporter country in the world. France being a member a state of a European Union struggle against the competitive market offering high quality products like Germany because Germany is holding a great position in automotive field and technical field. On the other hand, the Eastern and Southern European countries compete against the country with lower price. So it's become a very hard to be stable in a competitive market for France. While France companies are facing issue to gain a market share internationally, and somewhat they are also facing struggle with the competitiveness, and the country has seems increase in a foreign direct investment. Now, the next topic will cover by another team member Lohit Kumar. So he will continue from here.
Hello, uh, my name is Rohit. So I am talking about the competitive issue facing by the country, which I choose France. So uh, sluggish and uneven recovery risk entering the COVID-19 crisis. Early the negative distributor representing and growing up opportunity gaps. The 100 billion euros recovery plan, which focuses on skill and green technology, offers a chance to address some of others' long-standing issues. So, first point which I want to cover, like economy. The percentage difference in GDP per capita between the highest 18 OECD countries and the population weighted average of the highest 18 OECD countries, which I will tell you in graph. Uh, and another one is inequality. The Gini coefficient for disposable income incident, how for the distribution of disposable income across households, different from perfect inequality. Perfect inequality is represented by a number of zero, which extreme inequality represented by a value of 100 zeros. So next one is environment. Land use emissions, land use change and forest all contribute to greenhouse gases. The like G we call also GHG emission. A high level of air pollution exposes denies that concentration of more than 10 GM3. Mm, and I will explain you graph. Mm. This is the performance period to COVID-19 situation. If we talk about economy, GDP per capita is about 18% lower than OECD OECD best performance. On the other hand, employment rate is low, but increasing steadily before the 2020 crisis. Next one is inequality. You can easily see the inequality is on par with the advanced economies. The poorest 20% household on 8.6% is total income. Next one is environment. Uh, Two-thirds of the population is exposing to harmful level of air pollution. For the successful and inclusive recovery skills and education gap must be addressed here. Uh, Despite all comprehensive assistance, as the COVID-19 pandemic has disproportionately affected low-skilled employees as well as self-employed, those on short-term contract, uh, and those who are unemployed. Uh, in education sector, improved education and training in quality would increase labor marketing. Mm, on the other hand, we should raise more funds to go to preschools, schools in disadvantaged neighborhoods with a low income household, as labor market inequality are embedded from an earlier age. Mm, Streaming plan for assisting young people in finding jobs. Their career coaching begins at their young age in schools. Um, so that's all. Mm. Uh, Priority and proposal for going to growth. Education and I am talking about education and skills. Enhance education, skills and training to accelerate their skills, and it's of like a child care option for low income families, increase evaluation and strength, ensure access to clear information, streamline the programs to assist young people in finding work and the jobs, um, to ensure that career guidance begin at their young age in schools. That's it.
Hello, sir. Now myself, Rahul Rampal. So I'm go further with our presentation. So the second, the labor market. So these are the segments like as we relate to the diamonds model. So we recommend that like the labor market reduce the segmentation of the labor market even more. So as certain that the labor cost structuring aids in reduction of excessive usage of short-term contracts, limit the ability to receive unemployment benefits throughout the repeated periods of temporary employment, and the reloading of rights over the short job period and recovery is well underway. And the competition and regulation reduce competition related regulated impediments. Procedures for collective restructuring should be reviewed and judicial processes should be accelerated. Provide small business with additional hiring assistance, particularly in the areas managerial skills and human resource development. Ensure that the draft laws of regulations affecting competitions are subject to an impartial impact assessment in regulated professions. Remove entrance restrictions, quotas, and external rights. So the next thing that is the environment policy should be, it's a major concern for the country and also for the whole world also. So effort should be made to achieve more sustainable and environment friendly growth. Environmental externalities should be taken into account more fully in transportation taxation, and specialized remedies for most vulnerable communities should be developed. Enhance the risk evaluation of plant protection products, particularly the interactions between them. So the public governance, uh, to boost the efficiency of government finances. This is the important point also, because the government plays a vital role as per the which we understand through the diamond model, that the government directly or indirectly is the it plays a vital role to increase the economy of the country. So build and expenditure reviews to reduce government spending after recovery is well underway. Continue to expand the healthcare investments election framework to the industries to encourage a rise in effective retirement age and phased retirement. Review pension penalties and bonus to remote labor mobility and save administration expenses. Move toward an unified pension scheme. Merge minor municipalities and streamline local government administration. So progress as a structural improvement has been made. As we can see a Porter's diamond model, the conclusion is that the French government has created an agenda to enhance the labor market, education system, company taxation, uh, and the pension system. The recovery plan does an excellent job for increasing government expenditure in short term to boost aggregate demand and address medium term structural issues. So all these presentations, uh, we have done. So thank you so much.